Welcome to the night, my friends, here we go. Grim's on the stage, shining bright in the show. Lights are dazzling, folks and fans all in tow. As the questions fly, guess you'll never know. Swinging tunes beat down, this curtain lifts high. Guests take a seat on the stars in the sky. Get ready for the fun, got a laugh you can't deny. Grim's got the scoop and the fans turn an eye. LolCowLateNight, it's the place to be. Curiosity flies and the spotlight's free. Grim's on the mic with a smile you'll see. Every night's an adventure, come and join the spree. The night's never too late for a tale untold. With Grim asking questions, the secrets unfold. So settle in tight as the mysteries unfold. LolCow's got the juice and the magic is gold. From legends and rookies, the diverse guests arrive. Stories more vivid than a classic rave. From laughter to tears, watch the stories dive. In the heart of the night is where magic is alive. Swinging tunes beat down as the curtain lifts high. Guests take a seat on the stars in the sky. Get ready for the fun, got a laugh you can't deny. Grim's got the scoop and the fans turn an eye. LolCowLateNight, it's the place to be. Curiosity flies and the spotlight's free. Grim's on the mic with a smile you'll see. Every night's an adventure, come and join the spree. LolCowLateNight, it's the place to be. Curiosity flies and the spotlight's free. Grim's on the mic with a smile you'll see. Every night's an adventure, come and join the spree. The night, and you late. Okay. LolCowLateNight, it's the place to be. Curiosity flies and the spotlight's free. Grim's on the mic with a smile you'll see. Every night's an adventure, come and join the spree. The night's never too late for a tale untold. With Grim asking questions, the secrets unfold. So settle in tight as the mysteries unfold. LolCow's got the juice and the magic is gold. From legends and rookies, the diverse guests arrive. Stories more vivid than a classic rave. From laughter to tears, watch their stories dive. In the heart of the night is where magic is alive. In the heart of the night is where magic is alive. From legends and rookies, the diverse guests arrive. Stories more vivid than a classic rave. From laughter to tears, watch the stories dive. In the heart of the night is where magic is alive. LolCow's got the juice and the magic is gold. Okay, LolCowLateNight, but the place to be. Curiosity flies and the spotlight's free.
Welcome to the first pilot episode of LolCowLateNight with your host, Grim. Now, I'm a little shaky. I won't lie. Having this many viewers in a very long time is kind of gets your nerves, and mostly with great guests that I'm gonna have today. As you guys know, after watching Rewind, we're gonna have two wonderful guests. We're gonna be interviewing them separately because I don't want one to outshine the other. I want to make sure that I get both of their stories equally. So we're going to have 45 minutes. So it's going to be the first 45 minutes with Billy and the last 45 minutes with Zylie. It's going to be a nice casual conversation. You know, what I want to do is I want to probe into their psyche, about things about them, fun facts, you know, get to really know the people that you love to watch. Because that's really what it is. Even I'm interested, you know, to some degree, which is why I kind of wanted to do this. So, just to get started, let's go ahead and introduce Billy the Fridge. Ooh.
Got me feeling like a rock star. Got me getting lit playing music. Got me feeling like a rock star.
Billy, welcome to LolCow Late Night. How are you, sir?
Doing good.
So happy to see you,
Excited.
man. I'm glad to actually have you here, man. You have no idea how long I've waited for this moment to actually interview you, you know? Get to really know you, you know? Who you really are.
I feel like I'm on that Chris Hansen show.
Sit down, Billy.
I was told there would be cookies.
No, you're not EDP. Calm down, dude. Cupcakes. How are you feeling, man? How was Rewind?
Good. We had a pretty laid back, chill rewind. The nerds came in and nerded around for a long time. I realized it was like half an hour of nerd time. I was like, they're fighting to get 1,000 views. We shouldn't be giving them our time. They should get like 4 minutes.
The sad
People are
part.
saying I'm quiet. Is that a
I went and
your
raised your
end or
volume.
my end?
Yeah, I went and raised your volume just a little bit. I don't know if they want me to add more. I mean, you are pretty loud for me, but I can add more if need be.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just completely happy that I get to interview you both because I'll be honest with you, I know more about you, Billy, and I'm not gonna say a whole ton. I don't know everything about you, which is the whole reason why we're doing this. And it's also for the fans as well. I mean, I'm sure there's tons of people here who know you only because of LolCow Rewind, and then now they just want to know a little bit more about you. And I feel like this is a great opportunity to do that because I don't think you get many opportunities doing that. You have to talk about all the drama, all the other shows, but how often do you get to talk about yourself? You know what I mean? So I'm happy that I can actually give you that opportunity or give you the platform to actually do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm here to talk about myself. A lot
Yeah.
of people think I'm a manic narcissist like Kanye West. I think I'm just a little better than that.
Would you say that you've made albums similar to Kanye? You know, kind of like Graduation. You have your version of Graduation where you could get away with like murder, and people will be like, "Oh, but Billy made this."
I mean, I think my best album was probably my first full studio album, Old Fashioned, but that's just the one that had the most success. So maybe I'm wrong. I definitely think my other albums, they have their own flavor and character, and I'm very proud of them. But Old Fashioned got me millions.
All right. And so that being your I don't want to say your best work ever because I'm sure there's others that you could probably like argue like, oh, okay, I really love this one, I really love that one. But if you had to say like, what is your absolute favorite of all time, like album, like or even artist for that matter?
That's hard to say. I really like the Gorillaz. I think the Clint Eastwood self-titled Gorillaz album with the
I ain't happy. I'm feeling glad. That song? Yeah.
I like that album. That whole album is really good. It's got Del the Funky Homo Sapien on a couple of tracks. It's very smooth, very chill. I like the cartoon, the aesthetic of it. Beans is here. What do we got to do, Beans? What have we done?
Oh. How's it going, Beans? Oh, she's deafened right now, actually. I don't know if that's on purpose. Hey, Beans, you there? Kind of random.
Sorry. A lot of people are not liking the background music. Billy is a little bit low as well.
Yeah, I have him like almost at 200. I'll put him at 200 then.
Yeah, I'm wondering what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty loud.
Usually I'm loud as hell.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to yell.
Is it better now? Is he louder?
We will have to wait for the delay, but if anything, I'll pop back in. I'll be your little producer for tonight.
Gotcha.
Continue.
I appreciate it. So sorry for that. So sorry, Billy.
It's all good.
First
We'd
time
rather
doing-
get it right than do like 28 minutes of beautiful, deep diving conversation that nobody can hear.
I'm sorry. So I believe that album is Demon Days. No.
Demon Days was their follow-up. The Gorillaz album was self-titled. It was Gorillaz.
Oh, it was
And it
literally
had,
just called Gorillaz. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Demon Days didn't have Dell on it. They had the God, why I can't remember was it Tribe Called Quest? Was that the band that was rapping on it? I can't. I'm confused.
For some reason,
I'm
the
old.
only rapper I could think of right now is MF Doom. I know MF Doom did one song with Gorillaz. I know that for sure.
R.I.P. in peace. People are saying the song might be killing my voice. I don't know. The song is chill, guys.
I'll
I
go
can't hear it.
Yeah.
De La Soul. Thank you. I knew
There
it
you
wasn't
go.
Tribe. I knew it wasn't Tribe. Sheesh.
So I guess another question that I have for you is, so did you, whenever you were getting into music, whenever you were getting into rap, because I'm assuming rap is the first genre you kind of like fell for, right? Or fell in love with?
Kind of. I wanted to be a pro wrestler. And I happened, like, there was no pro wrestling companies in Seattle, but there was music studios in Seattle, and I knew it was entertainment. So the music studio down the road from my house, I knew some people that ran it. I knew people that were going there, and I started going there to work on my entertainment capabilities.
Right.
And I recorded some parody songs. I recorded some like prank phone calls, some skits. I was doing more comedy style stuff, but I had always been like a bit of a writer. I was like one of those little weirdo kids that would write poems, you know, the cringy ass little poem kids.
I would consider it cringe, but I mean, you just have
it's
the
so
passion.
cringe. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
So cringe.
Do you remember any of them?
No.
Hilarious.
I do remember there was we had to do I was in alternative education because I was always kind of a bad kid. I wasn't stupid, but I didn't care to go to class, so I would show up late. They put me in alt ed where it didn't matter. And in alternative education, we had to study Romeo and Juliet, and we had to take Romeo and Juliet and make it like a transformative media. So like people were making like stories or bullshit. I made a rap song, and it was so cringy. I was such a little cringe master. It was disgusting.
Do you keep any of your old works?
So hard. What?
Do you keep any of your old works like that?
Not that shit. Not that shit. No.
Just
It's
leave
long
it.
gone.
Leave it.
Yeah, put that in the dumpster. And there's like older songs that I have out there that I think my oldest stuff. I have a mixtape under the name Billy the Fridge's $1 Million Fantasy Freak Show, and that's the oldest stuff that I have released. There's like 13 songs, and most of them are over stolen industry beats. But that's like the earliest stuff I have public. It's pretty good. Like there's some good lyrics on there.
It's good. I actually wanted to ask you because so you mentioned that you mentioned that you were into wrestling. Did you have a wrestling name and a finishing move? Did you ever plan that far?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to be a wrestler. I went under the name Kingpin because of Wilson Fisk from Spider-Man. I used to run home after school to go watch the Spider-Man cartoon show.
Yeah.
And he was the fat guy. And the reason I got into wrestling is as a kid, that's where you would see these huge fat guys. And I was always the fat kid. So I was like, I could grow up and I could be a wrestler because they always want fats to body slam people.
Mm.
And I thought for sure that was my calling. When I got of age, there was no wrestling in Seattle, and then the WWF started moving away from using fats, and they just had these chiseled, muscled Adonises. There was like no fats on TV. They like completely went away from it. Gone were the days of Bam Bam Bigelow and Bastion Booger and King Kong Bundy, Earthquake and Typhoon. I was screwed.
You felt like you were robbed of your opportunity?
Oh, who's this? Grim.
What the fuck?
What the fuck,
What
Grim?
the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck? They just dragged me. What the hell? Look
Yeah.
up. Why are you grabbing me?
What is going on? How are
Yeah.
you running your show while we're running our show? I thought we were a team here in the universe.
I'm doing an interview right now. What the fuck?
Who gives a shit? You're doing an interview with who?
With Billy the Fridge. What the fuck? What are you talking
Well,
about?
You know what? Then watch this. Then
No, what
Billy.
the fuck? Why are we doing this? What?
Billy, explain.
Why in the
this.
fuck do you have a show running on our show at the same time?
It's called LolCowTest. You can find it on YouTube.
I don't give a shit what
Alright,
it's
kick him
called.
out,
It's
kick
called
him
it's
out.
called stealing our numbers.
It's running
I-
live.
What am I
I am
stealing?
always-
5 viewers?
What numbers? The
I am-
100 viewers? You guys get 1,000. Can you stop cucking our content, sir?
Is that a bean talking to me? Who is that? There's a bean talking.
Very
All
low
I'm saying
voice.
to you guys is Billy, you are one of us. You don't need to be in any of these other fucking shows. I tell
Yeah.
everybody when I'm in calls, Billy's got moxie, he's got talent, he's on the way up, he's good on the mic. If LolCow doesn't work out, LolCow, whatever, go fucking host a goddamn radio show. You're gonna be a star, kid. But don't hang out with these fuckers. 100 views, bring them over here, Billy.
Yeah,
Close
yeah,
the
yeah.
interview down
Stay with
and
us.
get your ass in here. Someone's like,
Stay
that's
with us.
bean.
Yo,
So-
yo,
Stay
yo,
with us.
yo. Who let this
I'll tell you
grandpa
what
baby on air?
You
Hold
are dressed like a bean. Why don't you fucking
Good job, guys.
Oh, I had so much to say, but I couldn't say it. All right, cool. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
we just got kidnapped.
I don't know what to say. I don't.
Damn. I
It was-
said
you got
grandpa baby,
kidnapped.
and that really triggered him.
So out of nowhere. Why would they just grab me randomly like that? What the? I'm so sorry,
I
Billy.
think I made a mistake when I shouted out your channel on their show.
Oh my. They were so mad because they were hitting me. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make this about me, but just real quick. Like, Jaffe and Jay kind of like cornered me, and they were like, "What the fuck are you doing? Stealing our views. Stealing all of 5 of our viewers." And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, if it's only 5, I thought it was 3. My bad. Jesus
Well,
Christ.
I like how they haven't noticed you've been doing this for weeks until,
Bro, I've been
until
doing this,
now.
been doing this for a month. A month now. Like, you think they would have been so fucking obvious. The fuck? Whatever, man. Hey, I understand that I'm the redheaded stepchild. It's okay. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, you're the guy that the children under the stairs. You and Beans are
continue.
like cousins, brother, sister, right? That's what I heard.
Please stop saying that.
Christ.
Billy, you need to stop with that joke. That's not funny. That's horrible.
I'm leaving. Continue
Good.
on with your interview.
All right. Back
Bye-bye.
back to the interview. Jesus fuck. I'm so sorry, Billy. I'm so sorry. That was unprofessional. So, fat wrestler. Back to that.
Yeah, I wanted to be a wrestler, and as I came, get rid of the laundry basket. I don't
There you
know.
go. I don't have to read it. I'll just, yeah, I just do it. There you
Oh,
go.
it's your laundry basket.
Yep,
Okay.
mine.
Okay. Yeah, so I realized then that wasn't gonna work out. Music was right there in my backyard. I traveled up to Canada to train. I trained a bunch. I went and traveled the United States with a few friends of mine who were wrestlers. They all became pro wrestlers. Like I used to wrestle in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Jersey area. Wrestled in Las Vegas, Ohio, just where my buddies were. Basically, it became a hobby. And my name was Kingpin, and my finisher was the Fecalator. It's a line
Oh,
from a Kevin
God.
Smith movie. The Fecalator. It's like they're selling a gun. And they say it's a giant gun. One look at the gun, and the target shits him or herself. And my finisher was the Fecalator. It was a reverse deadlift power bomb, sit out reverse deadlift power bomb. It's pretty sweet. I didn't go very far because I looked at it as a hobby, and all my other friends. I realized quickly that you have to be a big idiot or a big money, like you have to have a lot of money to do well in pro wrestling, or you have to be like you have to suffer. You have to go all in on yourself, or you have to be a big dumb idiot to like put up with all the dumb idiots that are in pro wrestling.
Yeah, and I'd imagine they definitely take advantage of you too, mostly in that industry. Like, mostly when you're starting off small, right? I'd imagine there's some random guy that's taking advantage of you and trying to throw you in random directions. Doesn't even care about your well-being.
I could have probably done it. Like I would have just had to move away from home, and music was right here. Like if music wasn't right here, I probably would have moved and became a pro wrestler, but I got right into music out of high school. I was 17. I started recording. I started working with all the local musicians. Seattle had this big scene that burst. Macklemore blew up. There's tons of indie rappers from Seattle that people might know. We had Greaves, who was signed to Rhymesayers for a while. We had Blue Scholars. They were pretty big for a while. There's all these people that are huge from Seattle underground guys, and I was kind of part of that music scene coming up. So it took over for me.
Yeah, that sounds like you actually had a huge interest, and I'm assuming it was based off of a lot of WWE, right? I'd imagine that's where it comes from. No?
Yeah, I was a little kid. I'm like as old as WrestleMania is. You know, every year there's WrestleMania, like 40, 41. I know how old I am based on what WrestleMania it is that year. Like that's like I'm 41. WrestleMania 41 just happened.
Good Lord.
So
Actually,
I was birthed in it.
I'm actually curious. So did you have like a favorite wrestler or someone did you look up to that you wanted to like aspire to be for WWE?
When I was a little kid, everybody liked Hulk Hogan, but when I was 12, my dad let me believe in pro wrestling until I was 12. He told me something about Santa Claus when I was 5. So his priorities were all mixed up. I think it's because pro wrestling was free and Santa you had to buy shit. So he's like, "Hey, the Santa thing?" But he let me believe in pro wrestling until I was 12. So like I was 12 and Kevin Nash, Diesel was the world champion at the time. I thought he was the coolest. And then when he finally told me wrestling was fake, that gave me the nerve to be like, "Oh, it's not real? Then I want to be a wrestler then." The only thing keeping me from being a wrestler as a 12-year-old kid was I thought I was gonna get my ass whooped.
Right.
No, I'm like, "Oh, this is not really fighting, then
Even
I
better.
don't want to be one of these guys." And then I loved Mick Foley, Mankind. I love I like those guys' attitudes and their work is different. The way they wrestle is different than most other wrestlers.
Yeah. And just real quick, I just want to get this out of the way. Crazy Casey, thank you for becoming Cash Cow. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I actually, I have to, this is kind of like my own personal question that I actually have to ask you. Because I did have some questions lined up because there are some things that I didn't know about that I'd actually had to look into a little bit. But this is my own personal question because I've seen plenty of pictures of you and you've always had these beautiful, luscious locks. All right. Like I'm talking about all the way down to your, kind of like Palomalu, just beautiful curly hair. Right. Did you, I don't want to compare you to him, but it feels like you've maybe gotten in some inspiration from Weird Al, possibly. That kind of like jokester poetry. Like, would you say you've gotten inspiration from him?
I mean, I grew up listening to Tupac and Weird Al. I had multiple Tupac albums, multiple Weird Al albums, and I think a big part of my character is birthed from both of those guys. They say Weird Al's a parody artist, but he really is just such a good artist that he can take on just about anybody's form. And Tupac was fucking amazing. The dude put out more albums dead than alive. He was iconic.
That's true. That is true.
So like those two guys really formed who I am today in a lot of ways.
Okay, yeah, and I'm actually surprised to hear you talk about Tupac whenever you said that Gorillaz is your favorite album. Like, what's like, did you just listen to a ton of Tupac when you were younger and you don't listen to it as much as you do now? Like, did that kind of just like fade away?
I haven't listened to Gorillaz or Tupac in probably over a decade. I don't listen to a lot of music that I like. I usually, when I listen to music, I try and find music I don't listen to. I try to find new stuff. I'll listen to some indie folk covers, or I'll listen to some classic rock that maybe I missed when I was younger. I recently have been listening to a whole bunch of Robbie Williams because of the movie that came out. What was it called? He's a monkey in the movie. It just came out theaters.
What the
I can't
fuck?
remember the damn name of the movie. But Robbie Williams, this guy, he's huge, but he never blew up in America. And the director of the movie The Greatest Showman, which was a really good musical movie, he did this movie about Robbie Williams' life. And this movie is really, really well done. It's this guy who's made like hundreds of millions of dollars off music, sold out huge stadiums, and like nobody in America really knows him. It's Better Man is the name of the movie. Thank you. Better Man is the movie. Better Man is a very good movie. And it's Robbie Williams. He's played a monkey plays him basically. It's a CGI monkey, and he's singing and he's dancing and he's telling his life story. It's a biopic. There's drug use. There's heartbreak. There's daddy issues. Everything that someone who like feels things wants to see. Right? I feel that it's like the depth of a pop song in a movie. It's like, oh. But it's really well done, and I've been listening to a lot of his shit because he's been around for what 35 years, and I'd maybe have heard a couple of his songs, and I wouldn't even know his name. But he's huge outside of the United States.
Yeah, I feel like, and this is just based off of me watching Rewind, since its inception, and as well as even speaking to you a couple times. You have this energy about you that not only are you talented on multiple fronts, right? When it comes to music or hosting, or in fact, I mean, you even wanted to wrestle at some point, so I imagine you probably practice with some of that, I feel like the influence that you have on the community is usually very positive. So my question to you is, whenever you're hosting your show, whether it's Rewind or anything for that matter, right? How is it that you're able to maintain such a positive energy? Like, I'm sure you encounter things in your daily life that probably bring you down or something like that. Or you've been through trials and tribulations, I'm sure. But you seem such a positive impact to the world. And I kind of want to ask you directly, like, what makes you essentially? How do you maintain that?
I grew up in a crack house, and almost every family member I had was addicted to a different type of drug. My drug of choice was food. You can see I'm still fighting my addiction.
Project Red saying that.
Grim,
is
what do you?
back.
Why are we doing
What do you
this?
think?
Do you want?
Grim, what do you think about
What do you do?
Siri
What do you
in The
want?
Witcher? No, I
Yeah,
brought
what
him
do you
in.
think?
I brought him in.
I need to finish my interview, dude. Please.
What do you think about
Go on.
Siri in The Witcher, Grim?
We're not doing
Yeah,
this.
what do you think?
Jesus fucking Christ. They dragged me again.
Those guys.
Yeah.
Those guys. You're hot.
Yeah.
You're hot, Grim.
It's getting a little annoying.
You
my
think
God.
What do you
you're
mean
gonna
it's a
get-
little
you think
annoying?
You
Guys,
cannot get
if you
away
have a problem with
you
this,
think you can
I think
steal
you should
from
talk
me
to Keem.
and Meyer Lansky? I don't think so.
All right,
No.
cool. I could care less right now, please. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. All right, cool. Back to the actual interview. I'm so sorry. You were in the middle of saying something. You said you were going through some trials and tribulations, like your family being addicted to certain things. You were addicted to food.
No, it still works. We can
It
still pull them
works. It
tech.
still works.
I'm so tired of this. Help me. Help me. Help
Yeah,
me.
this is
Oh, what do we do?
I hope they're having a good show.
Yeah, I hope they're having a great show. Good for them.
I think we're just getting more of their viewers the more they pull you in there.
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, we'll do it. But go
These
ahead,
numbers
Billy.
keep going up.
Go.
Yeah, so I grew up in that crack house environment, and everybody around me was addicted to something. And the two the closest people in my life, we got through a lot. And there was a period before I was in my 20s. I didn't think I was gonna live to see my 20s, And
Oh,
everything was bleak, everything was grim, and
don't do that.
and
That was such a shitty joke. Don't ever do that again.
and there was a moment where they got out of it. I thought that I was going to be burying them, or they were going to be burying me. And they got out of it, and they lived full, happy lives. And I realized that I had beaten life on hard mode before I hit my 20s, really. And everything since then has been like a victory lap,
Hmm.
So I've been able to do whatever I want to do my whole life. And I don't know if it's God. I don't know if it's luck. I don't know if it's the universe favors me. but I've been able to just basically be Billy the Fridge ever since then, and just do whatever I feel like doing, and people love it, and I somehow survive, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's a very healthy mentality that people should take in consideration. Like, I oh, actually, I just saw this. Hamstring with the $10. Maybe you're Jaffe's new love instead of Tina, Grim. I don't even want to consider that. I don't know why I read that. I don't want to be an old man's little plaything. All right, that's fucking weird. I don't want him to think he can remove my leg and fuck it. But anyways, so
I love you.
yeah, I please no. No, but it's very good point of view to come from, because if you already have the mentality that you already started from the bottom and you can't go any further, you can only go up from there. I can understand where you went with that. I can understand you having that mentality.
Yeah. We lost people along the way. Like, you can't get them back, but
Right.
the ones that got through it and got to live, like, that's amazing, So I, every day of my life, I'm just lucky that I get to wake up and do stuff like this and talk to people and make jokes and make people laugh and make music and make 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 smiles, man. Like, this is all what I wanted to do ever since I was a little kid. I remember making my cousin laugh until he peed himself, and I was like, dude, this is great. This is power. This is happiness. I'm gonna work every day to make this my life, and it worked.
Yeah, like you have this essence about you that you are willing to make. I mean, you could literally make a joke about anything. I even told you in the past that you do an amazing job, or I don't know how you do it. All right, it's impressive, but you skirt the line between like TOS and not TOS, but being still able to make these jokes. So this level of comedy that you have, would you say that you get it from Weird Al Yankovic, or is it just something that was kind of brought up after like dark beginnings? It's kind of just like you use it as kind of like a way of like coping.
It's not coping. There's a lot of people that say that comedy is people use comedy to cope with things, right?
Right.
And I think that's common. There's a lot of comedians that are just sad sack son of a bitches. But comedy really is not just a fucking band-aid for a sad soul. Comedy is a skill. Like, it's word
Truly.
crafting, it's thought crafting, it's manipulation of the audience. Like, you're in same thing with pro wrestling. You're manipulating an audience. You're trying to control the audience. You're trying to control who they cheer for, who they boo for.
Hmm.
Same thing with music. You're trying to control an audience. It's all about perspective of who you want to listen, and finding a way to connect to those people to make them give you their attention, right? And with comedy, I didn't pick it up from Weird Al. I didn't pick it up from any one person. I picked it up from everybody. I picked it up from my grandpa, from my grandma, from my dad, from anybody who laughs, and why are they laughing? From myself looking in a mirror and making funny faces, so that when I'm on screen, even if I'm not talking to you and I'm hosting a show, you're going to see my eyes, you're going to see my face move, you're going to see my face make jokes and words and get attention.
Yeah,
I'm constantly trying to vie for everybody's attention, and not in a way that is necessarily an attention whore. I would love to cultivate a situation where everybody on screen is winning. It's a win-win. Everybody's being entertaining. Everybody's having a good time. That's the ultimate goal. I'm not trying to steal the show. I'm trying to make the show the greatest show possible.
Yeah,
That includes the whole team.
And I'll be honest with you, Billy. This would probably explain a lot as to why you won Employee of the of the Month award. I mean, people genuinely, and even yesterday, when we did LolCow Awards, you won Best Host, which is, I mean, undeniably. I mean, it is what it is. I'm over here rooting on for Keem, but now after talking to you, I can genuinely understand where you're coming from. You come from a genuine place of like understanding, love, care. It's not. It's nice that you don't center everything around you, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing all the time. It's sometimes good, like moments like these, for example. This is all about you, but it's more to express yourself and the care for others. Like, people get to see you for who you truly are.
I've known Keem for like 15 years. I was live on Battle Cam when he had his famous crash out against Alex.
Oh
And
no.
everybody goes
Can't
back
talk
to
about
against,
that.
I was Alex was my friend. Like I was part of the reason why Keem was there that night, because the night before I was live and Keem stopped in and got on, and the audience was like voting for me, and Keem was like, "Oh, you're gonna vote this guy?" He was like, "Fuck this time tomorrow," and he came back with his entire army and shut the website down, and that's what started the whole Alex thing.
Oh.
Alex was a mod, and someone was messing with Keem, and Keem thought it was Alex because Alex was trolling him and throwing like Alex was throwing jabs at Keem.
Uh-huh.
So Keem this is the gamer days. This is
Uh-huh.
like 2011.
Oh,
Keem's
no.
going right back at him. You know, it's the website we were on was owned by this billionaire, Alki David. He got brought up the other day by Harley on the LolCow Live.
Mhm.
He's worked with Wings. Alki David is the guy who's bought Wings, his most expensive meal of all time. This was 15 years ago. Wings ain't had a more spendy meal since then.
Yeah, that guy's frugal, man.
And we were all working under Alki, and Keem went in on Alex, and I was Alex's friend, so I hated Keem. I hated him
That's interesting.
for like maybe, I don't know, it might have been a week, a month. I can't remember how long it was, but Keem was streaming one night, and I went and I watched him, and I'm seeing him interact with his audience, and I'm like, fuck, this guy speaks.
Hey, Grim, his screen is too small. Can you read
Can you
that
help
for
us?
Jay?
Can you read this?
Billy, I swear to you, I'm so sorry, Billy.
I know it's not. And I said to myself, Keem is an entertainer, and he speaks my language. I know who he is because I know who I am. I know what he's doing. And in that moment, I was like, I respect the fuck out of this guy because he's doing what I'm doing. You know, he is 100% in it for the fans, entertaining. He's that guy.
Yeah, he's been in
I
the game
just
for so
immediately
long.
identified with him, and then like, you know, him and I have been friends to an extent ever since. At one point in time, he was going to sign me to a deal with music because he heard an old song of mine. Pretty sure the song he heard was a song called Fat Camp.
That's
And he was getting,
you get royalties.
I got a song called Fat Camp, and he's like, this is actually pretty catchy. He's like, he was gonna sign a contract to promote me. This is around the time his Fortress Craft
Oh yeah.
business was blowing up, and I had a friend who was local, and my friend was like, let's do an album together, and I chose to go with my friend, and we put together Old Fashioned, and Old Fashioned was very successful. But I think my life would have been a lot different if I would have chose Keemstar back then.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an interesting. I love the fact that you crafted this beautiful story as explaining, like, you know, how you managed to actually meet Keem, you know, what you guys have like been through together, or the encounters that you guys have had together, and then at the end, nicely put into a bow exactly where you're at today. I actually have I kind of want to shift gears for a little bit because this has also been a personal question that I've had for a while, and I'm sure others may not know this because maybe people don't ask this. So I have to ask the symbolism behind your chain, the one with the donut. So you got to tell me, firstly, how much it is, right, to actually make that thing, right, and secondly, why that specific donut? Is that your favorite donut? I'm assuming it is.
So the Old Fashioned donut that I have hanging off of the thick chain,
Yeah.
I won that donut. It's like made of, like, I don't know, rubber or something. I
Oh.
won it in a donut eating contest. And the same week I won the donut eating contest, I won a rap battle. And
Wait, what?
I won a rap battle the same week I won the donut eating contest. And at the time I had made music, but I hadn't released it. It was more like I spent years not trying to be a rapper, right?
Yeah.
I tried not to be. I was working in the music scene. I was promoting shows. I was making like websites and flyers for artists. But I thought to myself, I don't want to be another white rapper, because at the time, everybody who saw the movie 8 Mile thought they were a rapper, and it was
Everyone.
cringe. It was pathetic. And I was like, I'm not going to be that guy. But I won a rap battle because I got called up on stage for a rap battle, and I did the thing, and I had so much character that I won. and I won the donut eating contest. And a local rap promoter hit me up and said, "You want to do a live show?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll do a live show." I had like 5 songs set. I put a little CD together with some songs on it, and people immediately liked what I did, and I didn't look back. I just kept going, and I came out the closet as a rapper. At my first rap show, I had 2 wrestler friends of mine. One guy was being a DJ for me. The other guy was being a hype man. They were wearing like luchador masks, and they were my backup guys. And one of the guys had this big thick chain on, and he gave me his chain after the show, and I just took the donut that I'd won, and I did one of those zip ties, a little black zip
Yeah.
tie. I just zip tied the donut under this basic chain that you probably get from Home Depot, and started wearing it around my neck. So
And Billy the
was-
Fridge was born.
yeah, the symbolism is, I won the donut. I could say that I'm at like the top of the food chain. I could say that I'm there's like all sorts of little jokes I could have.
Top of
around
the
it, but
food chain. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
The truth is, it just came into fruition. Like it just happened.
That's beautiful. And it's the fact that you did that all in 1 week is what makes it even crazier. You're like, all right, got the donut. Fuck it, let's get a chain.
Yeah, well, the chain my buddy brought to this live show, and he was like, "Here, take the chain." And I was like, "I'm gonna zip tie the donut to it." And
Fuck it.
then I started doing shows all the time. People were booking me left and right because I was ready right off the bat. I was an entertainer because I wanted to be a pro wrestler. I wanted to do everything else, and even back then, I just got in everywhere. And
Yeah.
It worked.
I mean, honestly, I love the fact that's like your origin story. You actually explained the chain, explaining how you actually got interested, or people got interested in your music, really. So around that same time, did you actually make your first album? Like, was that around the same time, same month, maybe?
That's when I put out Billy the Fridge's $1 Million Fantasy Freak Show.
Gotcha.
It's got 13 tracks. I think 2 of the songs are original production. No, 3 are original beats, and then 10 are like industry beats. I just stole other people's beats and rapped over them, but they're my songs, so I count it as a mixtape album. And then that was 2009. I released that. I had a record release party, February 2009. One of the songs on there is called Lusty Lady. There was a strip club in Seattle called the Lusty Lady. It's a peep show where they put quarters into the wall, and a window opens up, and the girls are naked on the other side of the window for a quarter. And that's long been closed down. But at the time, it was like a little Seattle staple, dirty little secret of Seattle. And I invited the girls to my record release party. We had a dance off between the Lusty Ladies. The winner got 1,000 quarters. I had a donut eating contest at my record release party. I had a wrestling match on stage. It was 4 wrestlers wrestled on stage. And then I had my boy Grinch. He performed with Macklemore at my record
What?
release party. And then I had some other friends, Night Owls. They were a local hip hop group, performed, and then I performed. And it was like this. It was this crazy night. It was at this club, and it was the last book show at this club. The club was going out of business, so I wasn't even sure if my show was going to happen, and it ended up working out. But it was a huge fun night for me. That was 2009, and then I would go on to release my first studio album, full studio album, Old Fashioned, in 2012. I released an EP called Hollywoodland in 2014. I had an EP in 2011 called Lunchbox Soldiers. That was before my studio album, Old Fashioned. Then I did a studio album called Ill in 2017. That's where Gimme That Gibby is on. And then in 2024, this last year, I released God Complex. And I think I've probably released bits and pieces around. Like I had a run in 2016 with YouTube, and I made a bunch of YouTube only songs. I've made a few singles, but I've done some collabs and stuff. That's been the music career.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I just want to say this. Kariniru, thank you for the 5 gifted. I thank you so much for supporting the channel. But I do want to say our last piece here, because Zylie is in waiting, and we did agree on 45 minutes because I want to respect your time as well as hers. My last thing that I want to ask is, do you have an album coming out soon, a single maybe that you want to introduce to the audience that maybe you haven't spoken about, or any like little tidbits you want to throw our way?
I'm working on a group project with a buddy of mine, the MC Type. He's a Seattle rapper, comedian, and him and I are he's waiting on me to finish like the last 6 songs. I have verses I need to write and record for them, but the album's basically done other than my slagging ass. And when we're working on the album art, it's a lot of it is like a love song to Seattle, comedy stuff. It's funny stuff. There's one song called Ass Eating Season, about eating ass.
I can assume. I can put 2 and 2 together on that one.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a crazy one. I think it's gonna be funny.
That sounds wonderful, man. Well, I do appreciate you spending the time to actually come here. I know it was a bit much to ask because I know you got to take your medication and whatnot. So again, I do respect.
It's all good.
Yeah, I do respect. I do respect you spending the time to actually do this and taking it as seriously as you did, because again, I was genuinely interested, and so was the audience, because they really do want to know Billy, who's Billy and his origin story. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
Thank you again, Billy. I really do appreciate you.
Sure. You have a good night.
All right, you too, sir. Have a good one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our one and only, our boy, Billy. So I'll just go ahead and call out the members that came out real quick. Karinaru, thank you for upgrading the cash cow. Dead Score, thank you for also upgrading the cash cow. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate the support. You guys are amazing. I all the love. Zylie's about to hop on as well. So I just want to let you guys know, please make sure to donate to the actual, to the show itself. If you want to see more things like this, if you're actually interested. I honestly love, getting to interview people who I'm gonna be honest, I don't know all about Billy, but I know a little bit. And it's nice being able to actually see his point of view, and his thoughts in the most honest and open manner. So we're gonna bring up Zylie right up. Hello, Zylie.
Hi. Let me cut my camera on.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. All right. There we go. I have my camera on now.
You look fantastic as usual.
Thank you. I try, it's really hard for this look. Just saying.
Hey, lucky man, all right? That's all I'm saying. No, but I'm so happy to have you here, because I genuinely, ever since I hopped on to Rewind, whenever I first started getting into LolCow universe, I loved your energy. I loved speaking to you. You always had this like sassy tone that I always loved to fuck around with. I always loved listening to you. You and Billy, bro, you guys are perfect. Like one and the same. Like
I won the co-host lottery. Just saying. 100%.
Absolutely. So, Zylie, as you know, there's going to be a whole interview about you. If you ever feel like I'm pushing too much or asking personal questions, you can always avoid them.
Okay.
It's out of respect, right? I just want to.
Okay, I want to tell you now. I normally hate interviews.
Okay.
Like people have tried to do them for because I hate focus solely on me. I hate it. But I'm doing this for you because I love you to death. I love you and Beans to death. Y'all are just awesome people.
Stop being adorable.
I'm not trying to be. Okay, fine. Fuck you, girl. I don't want to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. Okay, there.
No, genuinely, I'm very appreciative that you both were willing to do this. It's an honor, if anything. I'm honored to have you guys on my show.
Well, I appreciate you asking. I thought that was really nice of you to ask.
Absolutely. I mean, Rewind of all things. Let's be honest. Who wouldn't want to hear from Zylie and Billy, our favorite? Come on.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
So first things first, Zylie, I know a little bit about you. I'm not going to say I know everything about you, right?
Okay.
But I'm just going to try to go through this in the way that that I feel like would be natural, right?
Okay.
So we'll just start off with your humble beginnings. Are you comfortable talking about like your early days, you being young as a child, and how you kind of developed into becoming the content creator you are today?
As a child, I don't know how my mother did it. My ADHD was off the walls. I would be the type that instead of like throwing stuff and hitting walls, I would get down on all fours and like start banging my head against the floor. I was one of those, okay? I was like always upside down back then. Seat belts wasn't really, that big of a deal. So I'd be in the back of the car like upside down. I was bouncing off the fucking walls.
God
I don't know how my
bless.
mother did it. I don't know how my mother did it. Bless her heart.
So
I was bad.
You wouldn't say you had like ADHD or anything like insane like that, right?
I absolutely have ADHD, and that's part of the reason why y'all get the loud and just aggressive Zylie now, bro. It's bad.
So, fair enough. So tell me, and obviously, or I'm assuming you had both mother and father, in the household, raised you or dealing with you, I should say, judging by the way you're explaining with me. So whenever you were, becoming older as time goes, did you develop a fondness for content creation?
Okay, so I was late to the game, okay? I never even had a MySpace. I never even had that. Like,
Wow.
I was real late to the game when it came to the internet. I was severely touching grass. I have severely touched grass more in my life than I have been on the internet. I met a couple of people back on Xbox, and when Mixer came about, I was starting to stream on Mixer. That's where I started streaming. I was streaming on Mixer on there, so. And I liked it. I liked trying to beat this boss and talking to my chat at the same time. Or if I was doing like a DIY project, like making candles or something like that, I liked being able to communicate with people that way. It was just cool. I thought it was cool.
So all of a sudden, touching grass wasn't cool anymore. Going outside wasn't cool anymore.
No, I had events that happened in my life that okay, how do I put this? I was in a really bad relationship for like 6 years. Okay. Very bad, and almost every abuse you can think of in that relationship. So when I got out of that relationship, I hated the world. I hated the world. I didn't want to be around people. I could be in a restaurant like with my family, and if it start getting too crowded, I would start getting anxious. Yeah, because I was a social butterfly before that happened. I was like the one at the bar dancing with everybody, buying people drinks, so woohoo. And then after that, I just went inward. And I started playing a game called PSU on the Xbox 360. And I met some people that they're still friends of mine to this day.
Wow.
And I started to come out a little bit in my shell. And then before you knew it, like Mixer came about, and I was like, oh, this is a way that it felt good and it felt safe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like that now. I've completely, gotten over all that shit. I can go
Right.
in a crowd now and I'm good. But back then I couldn't, you know. So that's pretty much how I kind of got into the content creation, because I liked the way it was cool. People are watching me fight this boss and I'm able to talk to people, you know. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm genuinely like surprised that you got into the game so late, because it seems like you have such a nice foothold onto the game, I would say, like being able to understand, how content creation works and being around for so long. I mean, being able to work beside Keem and Billy the Fridge. I mean, I'd imagine you've made quite an impact on the internet, no?
I don't think I have. I mean, my channel is my side channel, which no promotion, okay, but we're talking about it.
Exactly.
My side channel, it only has 12K subscribers.
That's still
I was
something. Not a lot of
lucky.
people could say
Well, that's
that.
true. Well, true. But I was lucky to run into people that helped me. Keemstar being one of them. Like Nicholas Diorio, Willie Mack. Willie Mack show was a huge help. Like he would he would send me when I first met Willie and we started talking and chilling and stuff. He would send me a screenshot from his phone of my YouTube channel with a bunch of big red X's, and then he would like square one off. He goes, "That's what your thumbnails need to look like. Get rid of these thumbnails." You know, I've been lucky to run into people that are actually really cool that will help me. You know,
Would you say Willie Mack was a huge influence, kind of like nurtured you into content creation, like becoming better and be able to develop better, relationships
he
with
was
people, networking, that kind of stuff?
yes, Willie Mack definitely impacted me in that way. Definitely. I would definitely say Willie Mack definitely helped me. He was the beginning of like true help. Not the bullshit people will throw at you, but
Mhm.
like Willie Mack literally took time to do stuff to help me. You know, like he didn't have to message me and tell me about my thumbnails. He didn't have to message me, "Hey, maybe you should try this or whatever." He did that on his own volition. And that's something that I will always appreciate from him,
That,
you know.
that's
That's
on.
my day one commentary, bro. I love that man.
No, yeah, that's great, and that's very
Yeah.
wholesome, honestly, because I genuinely believe that if you're going out of your way to help somebody without even them asking, that in itself, you know, it comes from a good place. You know, you can
Oh,
rely on that person.
absolutely. 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 And I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it.
And that's wholesome. So actually, I have a question for you in terms of
Mhm.
you being the content creator that you are. Do you have like any kind of like and I'm using huge quotations here, by the way, content
Okay.
creator survival guide? Do you have anything like that? Like, what would you recommend to somebody who's first getting into content creation? Like a rule that you may have, or rules, sets of rules.
Don't worry about what the haters say.
Mm,
Don't let it get to you. I let it get to me at one point, and I had to learn quickly, stop it. Don't worry about what the haters say. You keep doing you. There's a difference between hate comments and comments that are there to literally help you out with content creation. Don't worry about the haters because you know what? Your haters are going to be your number one viewers. They are going to watch every second of everything that you do. They
absolutely
help
true.
you in the algorithm.
Hate watch, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Absolutely. So, whenever you were getting into Mixer, I'm kind of going back a little bit because I kind of want to span you out a little bit more so we can get a better idea of like how
Mhm.
exactly you got to the point that you are, right? So, Mixer, obviously that's kind of like your first foothold into the internet.
Yeah.
Were you only doing video games? It made it sound like you did.
In the very beginning, I only did video games. But then eventually I got tired of doing the video games. So I would set it I would set it up in my kitchen and I would do like DIY projects like taking dollar store candles and making different kind of candles like ice cube candles and stuff like
What?
that. Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
I did yeah, I know. It's really cool. They come out looking really cool like once the ice cubes melt. They actually come out looking pretty neat and like when the fire burns in them, like you'll see the light coming out throughout the candle because of the holes there where the ice cubes
Do
were.
you have any
It's actually
pictures
pretty
or
dope.
examples?
No, I don't have any examples. All those are long
Zylie,
gone.
this is like lore.
All those are long gone.
Oh, come on. Okay, so what kind of games did you play?
I love okay, here's the sad part. I love MMOs. But the
Okay.
problem with the MMO is for like in-game content, you need people to play with.
That's
All
true.
right. So I was doing a lot of MMOs, but I was doing like dungeons and stuff like that where you can just queue up with people to play, you know. But I mean anything really. I love dungeon crawlers and I love MMOs.
Any
So
specific games that you actually streamed the most, like during that time?
ooh, Terra is what I streamed the most. I had the cutest alpaca that used to fly as my mount. I loved my alpaca. It was really cute.
That's adorable. I'm not gonna lie.
I love alpacas. I can't help it.
Oh, really? Would you say that's your
Mhm.
favorite animal?
Yes, I love alpacas. They are amazing. They're
you
amazing creatures.
if you God forbid, I'm only saying this for the sake of the bit. If you died today and you could resurrect as an alpaca, would you do it?
Oh, I absolutely would. Oh my God, they're glorious. What?
Just at the highest mountaintop, just showing off your fur.
Yes. And just sitting there like this,
Just-
like, yeah, bitch, I know I look good. Yes, absolutely.
I'm a bad bitch.
I'm a bad bitch. I'm an alpaca. What?
So that is ridiculous. All right. So obviously you haven't done gaming your entire life. You know, you didn't get just big off of gaming. How did you get to the point where you are now? Because I'm assuming, based off of conversations I've heard that you've had on Rewind or mentioned in passing, it's now into more of like drama sphere, right?
Okay, so when I found YouTube as in full-time watching, okay, I found a community called the Small Beauty Drama Community. Okay.
All right.
And I loved how like it was petty. And listen, I've been petty all my whole life. I have trained my whole life for this. All right.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. And, watching the different streamers, getting to know some of the streamers and the video makers and stuff like that, ended up in a group with group of them. And then I started a DIY channel and I would do DIYs based off of the dramas going on in that community. Like I would make a basket with this stupid bitch named Teresa Romer. She used to always tell people, "Hey peeps." So I made an Easter basket, like
with
all
peeps.
glorious and like with pink diamonds and stuff because she was known for being a rich bitch. She has like the largest closet in America or something like that.
What?
And I put Peeps candy all in it and stuff like that. I would do like wood burning. For a channel, they're still around, but Tea Time, I made a pair of wings, angel wings. They used to always call their people angels.
Yeah.
Like, hi, angels. I made, I don't know, it's probably about 4 feet wide with angel wings and then a wood plaque in the middle of it where I burned their names into it and stuff like that. Yeah.
Zylie, you are so creative. Where what are you still doing
That
this?
channel's gone. That channel's gone.
Why, Zylie? What the fuck? You had one
channel's
job. No, you don't have any pictures whatsoever. Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Nothing to share to the world.
I mean, I had the wings, but I think I threw the wings away. But I used to make like wreaths and stuff like that too,
You're so interesting. What the fuck? Where's this creativity? What? What? I would have never known of this about you had I not had this conversation. I'm sure some people here are like, what? Zylie?
Yeah, those were actually the first videos I actually made because I didn't do live streaming with that channel. I literally did DIYs. We did a couple of streams, like me and a couple of my friends, but like most of it was videos and I was doing DIY and they were based off of dramas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so interesting. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So I kind of have to ask you, but besides Willie Mack, and I'm kind of just reeling it back just a little bit.
Okay.
Besides Willie Mack, were there other content creators that influenced you to go into the drama sphere?
Well, so what happened was, all right, I decided to leave that one community because I started seeing a lot of hypocrisy in there. Like they would go after this one beauty influencer, but then you would see another beauty influencer doing the same thing, but they weren't getting called out. And it was also like really like super woke where if you weren't outraged, like it was your job to be outraged. If you weren't outraged about shit, it just got tiring. It literally got tiring. So I decided to step out. It took me like a year and a half. So like a year and a half I had no community, but I was still doing content on my channel. And then when Willie Mack, it was during one of the Eugenia Cooney, like because every year they try to call out Eugenia Cooney. It's when
I remember
Willie
that.
Mack and Belle Aubrey got into it. I was covering that, and that's how I met Willie. And at the same time, I had discovered Tipster, and I honestly, I liked the stories that Tipster was covering better. I was like, that's more me. I don't even wear really makeup. Why am I covering this stuff? Why am I doing, you know what I'm saying?
I do.
So I started moving more towards commentary in that sense,
Okay.
so.
So as of right now, as you currently stand, modern day Zylie, it's more commentary, less drama, more commentary, or a little bit of both.
It's more commentary, community subjects,
Mm.
but every now and then when something pops off in T channel shit, oh, I will cover it because I'm sorry that shit's petty as hell and I
Make your
love
money,
covering it.
girl.
It's funny.
Make your
Yeah,
money, girl.
I only cover stuff on my channel what interests me. That's it. I don't do it
That's
just
fair.
because everybody else is covering it. Like I had a hard time because I streamed yesterday. I think I streamed yesterday. I have a hard time I had a hard time finding something because I was like, I don't want to talk about Destiny. I don't want to talk about Ethan Klein and Hassan. I don't want to because everybody's talking about him and I'm tired of hearing about it. If I go to talk about it, people are going to know that I'm bored to death. And if I'm bored to death, they're going to be bored to
This is
death.
true.
And I don't want them bored to death.
Yeah, you're more earnest in your values and the things you actually have passion in. If you're
Yeah.
not speaking with passion, then what's the point of even posting it to begin with, right?
Yeah.
So I guess as a follow-up question, because you're gonna have like a level of passion, I'm assuming you're putting in a lot of time for these, right? Or for content in general for people to watch or to consume.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that you manage like a work-life balance without giving away too much? Because I'm sure you want to keep your life private, but to some degree, could you give me like an idea of like how are you even able to like maintain such a huge channel, a LolCow Rewind, and now even more so, personal life?
Oh my God. I have to get myself on a schedule. It's killing me. Like I'm getting down to the point now where I'm lucky if I stream on my channel 2 days a week.
Really?
Yeah, well, I'm spending so much time with Rewind and watching the other shows and doing stuff like that. It's hard. I literally need to be on a schedule. And I need to do that and I need to stop talking about it and just do it. It's bad.
Yeah, you need to
It's bad.
get your shit together.
Yes, I need to get my shit together. That's for damn sure. Yes, 100%.
One thing I've always appreciated about you, Zylie, is that you're very straightforward. No bullshit, right? I could talk
Yeah.
to some degree. I could almost say kind of like Tina. She is only Tina. Like there is no fake Tina. No, oh, I'm on camera Tina. No. She's like that's her, right? And that's how I see
Yeah.
you sometimes, because even in personal talks or even here now in front of a camera, you act the same. You're literally the same person. You're consistent. So
Yeah.
I know I've kind of noticed this too as well. There's a bit of there's a bit of motherliness, if that's a word.
I am
with
a
you.
mother hen. I am a mother hen and I need to stop. That's half my damn problem, me being a mother hen.
How's that a problem? What?
Because I have been burnt so much on trying to be a mother hen with people that I swore I would never do it ever again. But I can't help it. If
Well,
I like somebody and I see them struggling, like, or I see like they need help, like I remember how it was when no one was there for me, and I want to be there for people. But honestly, you set yourself up to get burnt by doing that.
that's fair.
Swear to God.
I mean,
But I still do it though.
yeah, and I wanted to say, like, would you say some of that was influenced because of how Willie Mack treated you?
I think his influence that it's okay that there aren't that bad of people out there. But it's been since Willie Mack that I have gotten burnt. But I have learned to, so here's my thing. This is what I learned. And this is also another tip for content creators out there.
Have at
Don't
it.
be afraid to walk away from anybody.
Mm.
Don't be afraid. Just walk away. If somebody becomes a liability, walk away.
Don't feel like you're on a chain. Don't
Yep.
feel like you're stuck.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, because in the end, I'm sure you'd agree to this. In the end, you have you, yourself, and I. Yeah, if you know what I mean.
That's the
Me,
truth.
myself, and I.
That's the truth.
Wow. So, and look, I'm sure you've done an onslaught of of content as it is. I'm sure
Mhm.
there's been maybe a time or two where you've had a very controversial take, regardless of what it is. Could you tell us what that take is? Maybe on your channel, maybe from an old channel, but any controversial takes that you feel like have definitely got you burned, or at least divided, maybe set up a schism in your viewers.
Okay, I'm not going to go into great detail,
Okay.
but I really fucked up on a live stream once. Okay,
Okay.
and I'm not going to go into detail because it's no point in pointing out exactly what happened.
Right.
But I went on a live stream and the way I worded shit, I shouldn't have done it in that fashion. and it came off a hell of a lot more hot than what I had intended. And I learned a lot from that point. I've learned that I don't go on a stream extremely angry anymore because y'all have never seen me extremely angry.
Yeah, you'll walk
Um,
away. I saw you do that with Savage.
yes, that's one thing that I will learn to do. Um, I won't do a stream that's not how do I put it? That's not constructed, because that night when I screwed up on that stream, I was actually supposed to go on stream with a friend of mine, and we were actually supposed to cover a completely different topic. And I wish I can go back and I would just cover that completely different topic. But I can't change. And another thing too is when you do fuck up, there's nothing wrong with saying you fucked up.
Yeah, I
The
admit your
only thing you
mistakes.
can do is acknowledge that you fucked up and constantly work on not making that mistake ever again.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, and
yeah.
that's a fair rule to live by because I
Mhm.
mean you got to take accountability and
Everybody
you know,
fucks up. No one's perfect. No one on
absolutely.
this earth is perfect. You're going to fuck up. Whether you're going to say something wrong, you may even have a take that you actually believe in, but it's really fucked up, and you got to go, okay, wait a minute, I was wrong. You know, there's nothing wrong with apologizing if you fuck up against somebody else. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
People have to realize if you think that your fave is perfect, they're going to break your heart one day.
Yeah, I mean, they say never meet your heroes, but if I ever met
Mhm.
you, Zylie, I'm sure I wouldn't be disappointed.
No, because I really am the same way. That's the funny part. My husband makes a joke out of it where he'll see somebody going, "Oh, she's only like that in front of the camera, or she's only like that on her channel." And my husband laughs his ass off because he's like, "Yeah, you can tell they really don't know you because I live with you and you act like that." I'm like, "I know, babe. That's why you deserve an award. I am literally
Best
like
husband
this
award.
off stream." Yes, no, he really, bless his heart.
He's a
He is
saint.
with me. Yes, he is. He really is.
So I kind of do want to ask this because it's not to say that there has to be gender roles or anything like that, right? I don't know if you would consider yourself the breadwinner in the actual relationship or anything like that. And let me know if I'm engaging too much in your relationship. I know sometimes that can be a little touchy.
No, my husband's definitely the breadwinner. I mean, think about it. I'm a housewife,
Yeah.
you know, and I mean, I have the privilege of being able to be home. And in today's economy, that is fantastic. You
Absolutely.
know, but I told him when we made the decision for me to stay home, I was getting close to being monetized on YouTube at that point, and I was like, "Listen, I'm going to do YouTube full time because there was no way I didn't want to make my own money too. No matter how big or small it's going to be, I just because I've been a worker all my life. I've been working since I was legally allowed to work, you know? So I
Yeah.
just took the energy from actually working a job and put it into my YouTube because I wanted to feel like I could contribute something, you know?
Yeah, contribute to
So
society, but in this case, you're contributing to something that you actually enjoy, and that's what really matters, right?
yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Yeah, and you're entertaining people, and look, I'm sure you enjoy some of that just as much as they do. You know, being able to actually provide a service like that. You know, entertainment is by far one of the hardest things to do, which people like to downplay. They make it seem like it's the easiest thing to do. It really isn't. But let's kind of go back a little bit. Let's talk about the jobs you've had in the past. I was surprised when Beans told me that you were a mechanic at one point.
Yeah, that's
I
how I
was
met
like,
my
what?
husband.
Well, that's how
Yeah,
you met him?
at the time when I met my husband, I was the supervisor of like lube tech. Okay. That's the guys who just do like oil changes, tire rotations, stuff like that. Right. And the reason how I met him there, he came in, they would bring in new techs
Mhm.
and they would give them to me. That
Train.
way I can teach them the computer and stuff like that.
Right.
Right. So that's how I met him. And then he was with me for like maybe a week or two. And then he went off onto a team. Well, eventually I stopped being a lube tech supervisor and I went to a team. And then eventually me and him, got together. Yeah.
Got together. So yeah, I have to ask who engaged who went out to do the ask.
Well, he's the one that asked me out on the date. And then the guys were telling him, listen, make her biscuits and gravy and she's yours. And he did. He made me biscuits and gravy.
And you were sold. You were sold though.
I
You're
was
like, take
sold.
me,
I
take
was
me.
sold because the biscuits and gravy were good. Just saying.
You're like, I don't even need a ring. Just give me another one of those.
Nope. I was sold.
That I'm not gonna lie to you. That is so cute.
But he was a sweet. The thing is about him, he was so different than a lot of the guys in the shop because he was so sweet. My husband is literally the opposite of me. He is big dude,
Mhm.
but he's so calm and chill.
Gentle giant.
He's one of those that when he does raise his voice, everybody stops and go, "Oh
like-
shit, I hope it's not me that he's mad at." Because it takes so much for him to get mad. Where me, I'm the firecracker. You have to understand, this man wanted to date me after seeing me throw tools, throw pry bars at people, scream at the top of my lungs, cussing out people left and right, and he still wanted to date me.
Now that is the literal definition of through thick and thin.
Hey, Grim, what's up, bud?
How you
You know-
doing?
Shit.
I am so sorry. That Beck has been
Oh, it's
dragging me.
We
Grim,
got
I
I'm
know
so
what they're doing because when they did it to me when I was in members waiting, I was like, guess what? I can do it too. And I started disconnecting them from their own stream room.
Zylie, I love you, but you need to be careful of that as well because remember what happened last time. Okay.
Yeah, but I was on their show and they're pulling me this and they've been pulling all night. So if they want the proof, I can provide receipts. So you know what? You want to get on me for doing what they're doing? Nah, kiss my ass. Guerrilla
Exactly.
warfare.
Amen. Hey, you want to know something too? You have a bit of a reputation behind you. Besides shooters, you seem to be quite amazing when it comes to receipts. Where did that skill come from?
Commentary community. Literally, you have to be on your game of commentary community. You don't sit there and just talk shit and not show what you're talking about. Literally.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm
They
assuming
don't play that over there.
I'm assuming you spent like I don't know, like let's say within one day, 24 hours, right? Obviously, there's some time you're going to sleep, going to work, or whatever the hell it is. How much time would you say you dedicate to researching alone, not even content creation, just researching alone, every day?
Not much now because all I do on my channel now is like reacts.
Mhm.
Really. I do the easiest content you could think of. I cut on a live stream, I react to a video. Okay. And I try to double the time on the video where I can transform it. That way it's not me stealing the content because I don't want to steal somebody's content. I'm not Hassan. I'm not XQC. Okay.
Right.
I'm trying to actually transform it. So if it's like a half an hour video, it's going to at least be an hour that I'm talking about it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
know. Yeah.
And I was kind of referencing the question more towards at your peak, like when you were when you were more focused. on your
When I
content.
used to do okay, now
Mhm.
when I used to do deep dives, it would be me and a friend of mine, and there were times there were times where I would have a whole Discord dedicated to different receipts and different rooms and stuff like that, just to get it all like separated and like confined, going, this is talking about this is talking about this.
Mhm.
It would be a good probably 6 to 8 hours until I got everything I needed.
I'm
And once
sorry,
that was
a day.
done, yeah, but we're talking only a couple of days.
Z-
Depends on what I was looking for. It depends on what I was looking for, though.
Zylie, we're talking about it, like work. I mean, this is practically like a full work day, like a whole work week. Actually, that's like a whole work week. Holy shit! And
Yeah.
does that not get tiring?
But that's when but that's back then when I used to do that. Now I see a video and I go, "Oh, I really want to watch that video." Well, screw it. We'll do a react to it. Now I don't do the whole research thing anymore. I don't do deep dives anymore.
Yeah, it's because of
So,
lack of time.
My life, I'm on easy street now. I just react to videos.
Yeah.
You know, I wait for a homie to drop a video and we'll watch that, or I see a video on my recommended, which by the way, my recommended is so screwed up right now. I'll see something on my recommended that it looks really interesting to me, and I'm like, yeah, well, let's react to it.
Okay. So, you know, again, I've learned about you, and this is no disrespect to you. I just never knew about you before Rewind, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So whenever, because I'm assuming you've been so used to doing content yourself, right? Doing everything from the thumbnail all the way down to the research, right? You're so used to doing everything alone. Now, after coming to Rewind, you'd have to get used to having a co-host. How was that? How was that transition? What was easy for you?
Billy's amazing.
Mhm.
Billy is absolutely amazing because I'm not used to streaming by. I'm not. Excuse me. I'm used to streaming by myself. I'm not used to communicating with somebody else as we're doing it. And Billy makes it so easy. Honestly. He's a great communicator. I don't know, we vibe so well together. I kind of know what direction he's going in like 2 words in, you know? I was lucky with Billy. I really was. And really when it was me, Billy and Ken, like all 3 of us, we had that vibe too,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah, I really liked Ken whenever he was on your guys' show, but
Yeah,
I
I liked him too.
yeah,
But I knew eventually there was going to be problems because with night job, we saw the writing on the wall that Keem was doing the everyday thing, and
yeah.
I was like, oof,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I totally understand where you're coming from too, or where he's coming from as well. Because again, I worked with him whenever it came to court, so you know,
Mhm.
things limitations. There's limitations to everything, right?
Yeah.
Even in your daily life, I'm sure where you have to be like, okay, I need to step away from the computer. I need to spend time with my family, right? I'm sure
Yeah.
there's been moments like those. Um,
Yeah.
and it's kind of referencing this just a little bit. Times that you've walked away. Now, I'm not talking about from your channel entirely. Well, you did abandon one channel for. Actually, what's the reason for that? Why did you abandon the arts and crafts channel?
Cuz I wanted because of the community that I was in beforehand, it was part of that community and I wanted it gone. I wanted it out of here.
But but
When I walked away, I completely walked away. And it wasn't a big channel. We're talking like what, 300 subs maybe? It wasn't even at like 500 subs. It was a
okay,
tiny ass channel. Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. But so I'm assuming you don't regret deleting that channel, right? Judging by
Mm-mm.
the way you sound.
Not at all. Not at all. Because my videos were horrible. Fun fact about me. Do you know that I can't shoot a video?
What do you mean?
I cannot make a video.
Like what? You're like shaking the
I
entire
cannot.
time?
No, it takes me about a half an hour to calm down because anxiety gets me because I have a problem with talking in the mic and there's no feedback from anybody. I can't talk into a mic
That
and
makes sense.
deliver a script or anything for a video. I cannot shoot videos.
I see what you mean.
I can't do it. I get very, very, very anxious about that. I'm better a live streamer. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never thought of it that way. But
Hmm.
that is an interesting fact about you. Actually, I have an interesting question as well. So, with all the things that you've done, and we already spoke about the one controversial take that you had, you know, in your past. Would you say you have anything that you would actually regret? Any regrets that you have that you would go back and be like, I wish I did that differently.
I do regret that live stream. I regret that live stream more than anything else. I do. And I wish I could go back in time and it never happened. Honestly. But I'm at the point now where I've already said my apologies about it. It's been talked to death about, and I have to move on from it. So I've moved on.
Yeah, I
When
mean,
2025 started, I was like, you know what? New year. Fuck it. I'm done with everything else. I'm done. I'm moving on, you know? So,
so, and this is just something that actually, I had one of my guys write down, because it was actually something that kind of caught my attention because I didn't actually think about this. So you did at one point, you did lose weight, I would imagine, right? You did mention that at
yeah,
one point. Okay.
I've had a couple of spouts of losing weight. The first time it was I was around 40 and I was losing weight all of a sudden. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, why did I go down to like almost 2 pant sizes? I'm like, do I have cancer or something? So I went to a
Jesus,
doctor, found out I was diabetic.
you're diabetic.
Yes. And then I started taking medicine, doing everything I was supposed to do, and I started equaling out my weight, whatever. And then I just got tired of taking the medicine. I went like 3 or 4 days forgetting my medicine, ADHD. And I just said, fuck it. Right. And then it really started to affect me. Like like I was like my vision was blurry all the time. I could feel it. Like I was having pains in my legs and my feet and stuff. So I went back to the doctor
Jesus.
and the doctor was like, I could put you in the emergency room right now because of how bad your sugar is. Right. So I got with this doctor, and I love this doctor. I mean, he could tell me, listen, to cure yourself, you have to parachute off of the Empire State Building. I would do it because he is amazing. I love this doctor. And then we started taking the medicine, stuff started doing good. So he decided to put me on Ozempic, and I have lost more weight also on the Ozempic. And I hate myself on camera. I hate this.
Y-
I
Beautiful.
only do
Don't worry
this for
about it.
Keemstar.
You're beautiful. Don't worry about it.
I hate it.
Well, I don't care. So, I do want to ask, and let me know if it's too personal.
Okay.
What was your weight at the time? What are you now?
Well, the thing is, my highest, okay, it wasn't back then
Mhm.
when I turned 40. But at one point I was over 300 pounds. With my first husband, I was over 300 pounds. I was wearing a size, okay, it was technically, I was wearing a size 28 pants in women's, which is huge, but they couldn't button close. So I should have been probably in a 30. That's how big I was. So big in the front that people used to think I was pregnant. That's how, because I carried all my weight in the front.
God bless. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you got
I'm like
past that.
unrecognizable in those pictures.
Good
Yeah.
Lord. Yeah, I'm glad you
Mhm.
got past that because I mean, now you look much more healthier. Obviously diabetes can make a huge impact on your life, so of course you have to,
Yeah.
make that change, right?
Yeah.
But all in all, I mean, you've made your life for the better, going from, humble beginnings of annoying your mom to death to to
I don't know how she did it, bro. I really don't know how she did it, because me, I'd have been like, little bitch, you need to calm down.
he's like, I'm about to leave you at the adoption center.
I'm gonna drop you off at the fire station, okay?
You can figure that out.
Yeah.
But
God, I was so bad.
but yeah, humble beginnings from there. Getting in the mixer, maybe late in the game, but still, nonetheless,
Yeah.
you were getting there, right? You were building yourself up. Willie
Yeah.
Mack having a bit of an influence on you, building up even more to talking about your relationship with your wonderful husband. I'm sure he's wonderful if he's able to handle you,
He
right?
is awesome. He's awesome.
Your wonderful husband, and then getting into content creation like you are today. Since we are coming close to the end of the stream and the end of your amazing interview, is there anything that you want to share with us that you haven't shared openly before, or in maybe possible interviews you've brought in the past? Like anything specific about you that's special,
Oh God, I don't think, like, pretty much my life is an open book. Like, I mean, besides giving you my address and stuff like that.
Oh, nothing like that. No.
I know. I'm just playing. No, I mean, I've talked to myself. I've talked about myself. I don't have a problem telling people about things. Like, you can ask me anything, and I'll tell
Clearly,
you.
yeah, you're very open.
As long as it's not like a disrespectful
Right.
question, like, why in the fuck are you asking me that? Like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
But
And,
yeah, I
and,
mean,
and I was kind of afraid asking you certain questions because I didn't want to be offensive any sort of way, mostly towards like, your personal life, right? Because I noticed what
Yeah.
happened last time with, well, to be fair, I'm not trying to go from a disrespectful angle. It's just more of like getting to understand you. I know it's savage.
Yeah.
The moment she went in that direction, you took that like as if it's
Well,
time for
but
war.
you have to think about that in the context in which OBS user did that. Okay.
Oh, wow. OBS user.
But yeah, because I don't say your name.
I respect that. I respect that.
But no, you can ask me. I mean, if you have questions, you can ask me. I mean, I'll tell you if I want to answer them, but you know.
Absolutely. Well,
Like what? Like my husband's 10 years younger than me?
See, that's a fun fact. That's something
Yeah,
none of us
but
would know.
everybody knows that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
My husband's 10 years younger than me.
So you were a cradle robber?
No, I met him when I was 41. Thank you very much, and he was 31. Thank you.
All right. Well, is there anything?
Just saying.
Is there anything you want to say before we take you out?
No, but thank you for having me on. I mean, I don't know. I love this community. I really do. I was scared when Keem first approached me about taking and going on Rewind. I was like, ooh, I don't know, man, because I know what it's like to listen. I'm pretty sure you've heard about the Tea Party chat leaks. Okay, being connected to Keemstar can catch you some shit. All right.
imagine.
Online, it will catch you some shit. So I was like, ooh. And I was like, fuck it. Yes, I'll do it. And then after that, I was like, ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know. But nah, I was like, screw it. I'll do it. I'll be fine.
Yeah, you're a ballsy bastard. Look at you.
Yeah.
All right, Zylie.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
I appreciate you doing this interview. I know you said you don't like interviews, but you did to some degree.
No, you
for
did
me.
great. Thank you for having me. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, no,
And you know, if you need anything from me, I'll
I
help
know,
you out.
Zylie. I know you're a wonderful human being.
Thank you. Thank you. Somebody says that about me. Finally, but don't listen. Just don't say it too much because then you'll ruin my reputation. Okay?
Zylie, you suck. I don't know.
You're an asshole, Zylie.
Yeah,
That's what you're
you
supposed to be
smell.
saying.
All right, Zylie.
Yeah.
I hope you have a good one.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
All right. All right, guys. Oh, a dead score. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Bro, you're always donating. Good Lord. Look at you, man. You're carrying this fucking live stream right now. Thank you so much. Everyone, thank you for coming. And thank you for actually being interested in the lives of others. Because these guys are not only influencers, these are real people with real lives. And that's the kind of the thing that I want to leave an impact on. I genuinely had a lot of fun getting to dissect Billy's life a little bit, understand his true beginnings. And now I know more about Billy. I'm sure you guys did too. And Zylie as well. You know, her being completely open with the fact that she loves alpacas. There's more than that, as you saw. But she clearly loves alpacas, right? So that's something I know now. And I'm probably going to Photoshop her on an alpaca now. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll be putting in a post sooner or later, seeing how many members in the community actually enjoy these kind of things. We can make it a reoccurring theme. We can bring in Tina, or we can bring in specifically Queens, Aussie, you name it. We'll see who we can bring in and who'd be willing to come in at this time. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm going to be ending the stream here, but I want to leave it on a good note and say, let's hope we can keep this up. Let's make this interesting. So, have a good one, guys, and I appreciate you being here once again. See ya.
Welcome to the night, my friends, here we go. Grim's on the stage, shining bright in the show. Lights a dazzling folks and fans all in tow. As the questions fly, guess you'll never know. Swinging tunes beat down, this curtain lifts high. Guests take a seat on the stars in the sky. Get ready for the fun, got a laugh you can't deny. Grim's got the scoop and the fans turn an eye. LolCowLateNight is the place to be. Curiosity flies and the spotlight's free. Grim's on the mic with a smile you'll see. Every night's an adventure, come enjoy the spree. The night's never too late for a tale untold. With Grim asking questions, the secrets unfold. So settle in tight as the mysteries unfold. LolCow's got the juice and the magic is gold. From legends and rookies, the diverse guests arrive. Stories more vivid than a classic rave. From laughter to tears, watch the stories dive. In the heart of the night is where magic is alive.